Organic image is formed on the basis of general exposure to media. Induced image is the result of tourist direction information, such as advertisements and other paid marketing. Functional image can include price, average temperature, and crime rate. Comparing to other neighboring destinations, Sydney has its unique attractions for visitors during their stay. It has a complete and enjoyable travel system for visitors to experience of. According to our 7-question survey, we received 49 feedback in total. 53% said they have been to Sydney, and 17 people said they absolutely loved their trip. 48% chose Sydney as their future travel destination. 45% traveled with their close friends. 65% vote Sydney is a safe place to travel. Harbour Bridge turns out to be the top chosen places to visit among the 5 places we provided.
Geographical features. Sydney is the most visited city in Australia, with the highest population of 4.9 million inhabitants. It is also the capital of South Wales. Topography. Sydney has deep cliffed gorges and is located next to the South Pacific Ocean. Also, there are many beautiful beaches, for example, the Bondi Beach. Rainfall. Sydney is located in the second driest continent. The highest rainfall is in March, with 115 millimeters of rain, and the lowest is in September, with 61 millimeters of rain. Temperature. There are warm summers with temperatures around 26 degrees Celsius, and cool winters with temperatures around 8 degrees Celsius. Lakes. There are many popular lakes in Australia. Some examples of the most popular lakes would be the man-made Chipping Norton Lake, Lake Parramatta, Lake George, which is one of the oldest lakes in Australia, and Lake Illawarra. Primary attractions. The primary attractions in Sydney are the Sydney Opera House, which is in the UNESCO World Heritage List, the Royal National Park, which is also in the UNESCO World Heritage List, the Museum of Contemporary Art, beautiful Bondi Beach, and the Sydney Tower Eye with a 360-degree view. Secondary attractions. Some secondary attractions are Wollagal Walk, the Sydney Observatory, George Street, which is one of the oldest streets in Australia, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and Mrs. Macquarie's Chair. The main intrinsic attribute why people may visit Sydney is to relax and have fun. The city has everything in one place, so it is a perfect place for a vacation. There are beaches, shopping centers, tourist attractions, and anything else you may need. Many people visit Sydney to see their friends and/or family. Also, there are many young people all over the world who would like to go to Australia to get work experience in farms and any other types of labor. Some people may visit the city just because they like to travel the world and discover new places. Overall, Sydney seems to be a great city for everyone who loves warm weather and likes to discover and see new places.
Social impacts of tourism. Tourism has had an enormous impact on Australia's built and physical environments. Tourism is driven by people's desire for adventure and yearning to discover places of natural and cultural significance. It can create jobs and business opportunities for locals and even lead to influxes of new residents. Environmental impacts of tourism. Negative impacts. Trees and shrubs get cut down to make hiking trails in the rainforest. Visitors have dumped non-biodegradable rubbish into previously unspoiled ecosystems. And the growing presence of humans in remote areas lacking infrastructure that has caused significant waste management problems. Some positive impacts. It has generated more understanding of the beauty of our natural world, which has made people feel more strongly about protecting it.
Public transportation is widely used in Australia. Sydney locals, commoners, visitors alike all use buses, trains, ferries, the light rail, as well as green alternatives such as ride shares and Ubers to get around Sydney, Australia. Using all this transportation has been made easily accessible through a system Sydney has incorporated called the Opal Card, which is a free reusable smart card. It's equivalent to a bus pass in America. You can use it on any public transportation. Whether it be choosing a place to stay in Sydney or finding the right hotel, there are many options to select from. Questions might arise, such as, which area is the best? Which hotel would fit my budget? Is Airbnb an option? Well, to answer all those questions, yes. There are many accommodation hubs to choose from in Sydney. There's the Rocks and the Circular Quay, there's the Central in Chippendale, the Surrey Hills and the Paddington, King Cross and the Pop Points. Each area brings a select and new experience to Sydney's atmosphere. While it's no surprise tourism is a significant part of Sydney's economy, in 2015 and 2016 it was reported that tourism contributed over $38 billion to the economy and employed over 260,000 people. In 2015, tourism compensation was $38 billion. It's been the highest since 2006. While Australia, but more importantly Sydney, is host to many international guests, some things to take note of is that New Zealand was actually the most popular travel destination for Australians in 2017. 1.4 million travelers from New Zealand arrived in Australia also in 2017. And did you know that over 1,000 people arrive in Australia every hour? These are things to consider when planning your destination trip.
Conclusion and recommendations. Conclusions. It is a very tourist-friendly place. There are plenty of places to stay, and there are numerous activities to engage in. Recommendations. There are lots of dangerous animals, so be aware of that. And if you visit Australia, then you should make sure to see one of the many beautiful beaches and make sure to go see the Sydney Opera House.